Hey, what's up, everyone? Check out the first episode of my new podcast, The Ghost Cast, with my friend Ghost Puma. Episode 1 will be posted Friday.
It's just never gonna be the same.
Oh, I agree. I, I'm kind of curious to see what they're actually going to do and to see if they're actually going to bring back some of the old features and the old CODs. One of the biggest things is prestige.
If they bring back Prestige, that will be like cool and all, but like, how much longer are we gonna say that they're like they always say they're gonna bring stuff back and give us stuff, and then they never end up doing it, and it's either that or they're just gonna make it this game and we're gonna be able to play it, right? Everyone's gonna think it's gonna be great for the first couple of weeks, and then we're gonna start to see all the flaws and all that sort of stuff. And I don't think Call of Duty has done a very good job with fixing glitches and stuff like that in like a timely manner at least.
No, I felt like the past. I don't know. I would say Modern Warfare 2019. I feel like they kept up with pretty well. Vanguard too, even. I feel like they did really well in ranked, but with these recent CODs just trying to play like even multiplayer, there are ranked modes and even like the third game modes, which has been zombies lately. None of them have felt the same.
Mm.
Multiplayer feels like shit. It feels like it's catered more to new players so they can have an easier time with the game and cater more towards the Warzone players too and their updates. And ranked is not ranked anymore either. Ranked is so unenjoyable to play. And I know
Yeah,
Treyarch's the one that has been working on ranked, and they've been working on the third game mode, which has been zombies lately, and they both have been terrible. Neither of them have
I
been up to par.
I really don't understand what we're going with here as well with this new movement system. Okay, like I understand more movement, like people are gonna love it. Joe will be so happy that he could slide on his back now. But in my opinion, why do we need to move that much? Like, why? There are more buttons for moving now than there are for playing the actual game. Can you believe that? Like, I think that's stupid. Like, that's not even the core of Call of Duty. Like, it just feels like the game's just falling apart, and it's slowly becoming more of like a. You remember Mirror's Edge on the Xbox? That
Yes.
parkour game? That's what it's like. That's what it feels like to me now. It doesn't feel like Call of Duty. Call of Duty had this really like raw, like you were the army guy, you ran through, you did like the campaign, you had fun on the campaign, you played multiplayer with your friends. Like I miss the good old days. Maybe that's just like the version, like the part of me that just wants the good days back. But like I'm sorry, I'd prefer like my face paint and like some stupid like clothing items and the store bought camos than I would to be 21 Savage. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like the old school military ones they used to come out with. I thought those were sick. And then how you
And
could buy them and you can use them on anyone, especially with what is it? Gun camos. If you bought a gun camo like Black Ops 2 had it really well. With one of my favorites was like weaponized. I believe it was weaponized 115,
oh,
the
I know which
green
one you're
one.
talking about. I can't believe I still remember that.
Yeah, but if you bought that camo, you could use it on every weapon, and it was still a fraction of the price of what they're selling for it now.
Yeah, and on top of that, imagine what we're going to be doing next for collaborations. Like, I don't even want to think about it. I really don't.
Oh, I know. I know. Who
And,
else could it be?
you know what's funny, though? You know what I feel like is putting a lot of pressure on Call of Duty over these past games as well, though?
What?
It's got to be Fortnite.
Oh yeah, I feel
It's
like a lot
got
of
to
the
be Fortnite.
influences that a lot of the influences from that. I mean,
And I'm sorry.
okay, did you what were you saying?
I was gonna go off on a different tangent, but like I'll let you go ahead and finish your thought.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it for for COD and especially Treyarch out of everyone right now, for the way they a lot of people have been hyping them up and everything to and saying how they're gonna save Call of Duty or this is gonna be the best COD. You're putting a lot on a company that has been working on these other CODs and has been failing in their best departments. Not in their worst, not in departments they don't work on, in their best departments. Zombies and ranked. A lot of fan favorites, loved by the communities, and they're failing in both of those departments.
Yeah, and I don't know what we're gonna do in terms of zombies for this game. I'm afraid to see what they're gonna do because I'm sorry, but the Modern Warfare 3 shouldn't have a freaking zombies at all. The title itself has never had zombies. I don't know why we're doing zombies in this game. You should have just did the co-op missions again. But like the fact that they made this zombie so horrible and like just to be like Outbreak and DMZ, it's just not fun though. It's not fun. I prefer the round-based zombies where, we'd freaking be on Kino de Hoten, freaking doing stupid crap like trying to spin the freaking box as many times as we could to get the thunder gun and stuff like that. Like,
Around
I miss
100s?
Yeah, like, dude, there isn't no round 100 anymore. It's like, all right, how long can you survive in this zone? Like, I don't care. I don't care about the zones. I care about being able to have fun, being able to play the game for what it is.
Yeah, and those you're set on a timer too. It's not even zombies, it's literally DMZ because you're set on a timer. You're only in there to completing an objective, basically, and get out. Exfil. And if you don't exfil, you lose everything, which the purpose of zombies has never been to exfil with your stuff.
Yeah.
It's to survive as long as you can or complete an Easter egg, which is a lot of
It's
fun
n-
too.
it's not about tucking your tail and running away. It's about like sitting there and like trying to do an Easter egg. Like I know everybody's had more fun playing with their friends trying to do an Easter egg with them than they have trying to do a freaking Outbreak mission or something like that. Like, don't get me wrong, Outbreak was a cool concept. I don't knock them for trying something like that. But at the same time, if you do it in this game in Black Ops 6, it's just not gonna be good. It's not. It's not gonna be what you want it to be. It's not gonna work the way you want it to work because we're so tired of playing it.
Yeah. And supposedly now, if I'm not mistaken, this year they're supposed to have on launch two survival, or sorry, two round-based maps on launch.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
very
like,
curious where they're gonna go with it because you ended the best storyline. And the last time you did zombies was Cold War, and you had that like the newer storyline, and the zombies was fun, but it wasn't the same. It was nowhere near the same.
yeah, no, dude, and that's what scares me is because like I love zombies. Like the whole concept of zombies always was like so cool to me. Like I remember being a kid, right? And completing the campaign for I think it was Black Ops. And then you get thrown into zombies. Like what? That was like that's like that's what was insane to me. Like that felt like I unlocked a secret mission. Like
Oh,
I mean, I was
World
clearly a
of War.
stupid kid. Yeah.
World of War. Yup, that was the coolest thing, and it wasn't supposed to be this mainstay game mode, but it's so everyone loved it because of what it was for. There wasn't anything
Yeah.
to it. It was surviving a horde of zombies.
And not many companies have done something like that before either.
No, most people who try to come up with like a zombie survival or zombie game, arcade zombie game like that, it's not as good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there is so much potential for this game. And I don't know like exactly if it's gonna flop or not. But with what I'm seeing in the trailer, it really is just laughable what they're trying to do. Like I don't
Oh,
I don't need any of that shit. Like I don't need to slide on my back.
that's a
Like I
huge
don't
problem to me having all that, because that's not Call of Duty anymore. That's a completely new
no,
game.
you're fucking playing Splatoon instead of Call of Duty.
Like even Fortnite doesn't have that. I mean, the only games that like I don't even know what game has that type of movement.
That's right, because there isn't one. Like
Even realism shooters don't move like that. They move like all shaky and stuff. Like a game we've played not too long ago, which is Body Cam, which is a newer game, but even that type of shooter doesn't have those effects. If anything, they have more of like a recoil effect, where it's harder to actually control your gun,
yeah.
or it's harder to see everything and move around really funky. But you're not allowed to like fucking lean backwards and do the crab walk.
Yes. Also, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. We do play body cam. Want to see us play? You already know what to do. But nah, seriously, I think that like I don't really care for games like Arma and stuff like that. Like that's like way too much, I guess, for me. Like that's a lot of like buttons to remember. A lot of like just I don't know. I don't think I could do like a game like that. But like a game like Call of Duty where it's like always been like shoot this, shoot that. Like you can crouch like dolphin diving in its day. We thought was like the craziest fucking thing that Call of Duty could have done. And then they brought in slide canceling. Slide canceling has not been a problem in my opinion. But sliding on your fucking back, I think, is the stupidest thing ever. I really do. I like.
And the side to side too.
I don't understand what direction we're headed in with that. Like, and it freaks me out because it's like, what the hell are we thinking? Like, what's the plan? Like,
I feel,
where is the reason?
I feel like I'm very nervous that COD is not going to survive another 10 years because of where it's gone now. It's nowhere near like what it used to be. Like I miss basic boots on the ground, and I know a lot of people like might disagree with that and like faster paced movement and everything, but when it was a basic movement, a lot more things were balanced.
The game was fun.
And the maps were really good too, but I also know that's mainly the older developers of at those studios leaving and everything, and leadership changing in the companies and stuff. That changes how like the games are developed and everything. But it still sinks remembering what there once was and what we have now. It's not even comparable.
Yeah, it honestly just does kind of suck to see where Call of Duty was and where we are now with it. Um, because it's just maybe we're just too old to like understand what they're headed for. Maybe we're just not thinking about it from like the sort of lens that they're seeing it through, but it's like at the same time we understand like the core of Call of Duty, like what Call of Duty was about even in the earlier games when they weren't so great, but they were still fun enough to play for hours on end. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like there's been so many changes to the game. The game has really, I guess, had to adapt to the new style of gaming, of course. Like companies everywhere are putting pressure on games like Call of Duty and stuff like that because everyone's making more and more games. Everyone's doing more and more things, experimenting. Like Body Cam, for example, X Defiant. Like a lot of these
Yes.
games are coming out and they're like bringing a new meaning to FPS, and I don't know if Call of Duty feels like threatened or just like stressed about the position that they're being put in with all these other games coming out. But I don't think that all these extra things that they're trying to add, all these collaborations that they're trying to do is going to fix the problem. Like I think that all they're trying to do is put a band-aid on a bullet hole and it's just not going to work.
Yep, because they're not spending the time and the resources, and if this is the case too, the money to actually put in and actually take time to care about their games like they used to. And you're trying to I feel like they're in a, like you said, almost like they feel like they're losing it and they're about to like lose the edge to these games, but what they don't understand is they win every year. They're always making a profit, it seems like.
And on top of that, what they also don't understand is they are the like I can't necessarily say this because well, I can definitely say it, and I'm going to say it anyways. I'm going to say it, then fix it. Call of Duty is like the godfather of most FPS games. Now, people won't like that I said that, but games like Counter Strike Source and stuff like that is the reason why we have games like Valorant. So, like in my opinion, when it comes to console FPS games, Call of Duty was the godfather of that like idea of like FPS games, and a lot of games like for example again X Defiant were all based off of like COD. Like it all like all these FPS games are trying to replicate like something like what Call of Duty did.
Yeah.
It's just that it's that simple of a template to copy, but at the same time no one has been able to do it like Call of Duty and Activision have done it.
One of the now that you say that, one of the companies I remember a lot is do you remember the Medal of Honor series?
Yeah,
They
Medal
were
of Honor.
they were in competition with COD for a while because they always thought they had to compete with them for the longest time. Like they had to be like the same and do the same type of things. And they lost because of that. They felt like they had a competition that they didn't really have. They were their own thing. They weren't like Call of Duty. And I feel like that's what Call of Duty started to do is look at all these titles. No, I don't feel like X Defiant to say as much. I feel like it's more Fortnite because they were the ones that brought in a huge amount of money for the long time. But I feel like they look at those titles and they like feel like they're not superior to them and they have to catch up and be superior to them when they don't. They don't need to even be in the same lane as them. They're two different style games. The only thing that's similar is their Warzone aspect of Call of Duty. But that has nothing to do with the yearly release games that they have.
And the reason why they came out with Warzone was to compete with Fortnite.
Yes.
It's literally like, in my opinion, it is the tug of war between Call of Duty and Fortnite is just a massive just like dick measuring contest. And it sounds very vulgar of me to say that, but like it's true. You're just seeing which one will do better. And at the same time, it's like, all right, so how the hell do you expect Call of Duty to do better? Like Call of Duty's not gonna fucking do better than a game like frickin' like what is it? Call of Duty's not gonna do better than like
Like what?
Call of Duty's not gonna Call of Duty's gonna do better than a game like frickin' uh Fort not Fortnite, but you get what I'm saying. Call of Duty's always gonna do better than Fortnite. You wanna know why? Because Fortnite doesn't have what Call of Duty has, and that is a multiplayer system. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I
Oh,
couldn't say that
you
like reasonably without screwing it up. But like that's something that Call of Duty has that Fortnite doesn't, is a whole multiplayer system. Like, and you know what? If you don't like me to say it, then I'm gonna say it anyways because it's true. Like Call of Duty has that aspect. They have that that whole multiplayer style thing. So it's like, what are you competing for?
No, yeah, exactly. You're competing against a company that you don't need to compete against. Plus, look at the one thing I look at too is look at the strive saves taken away too from even their main point, which was the battle royale scene. Now they have like Lego and Fortnite. Call of Duty needs to stick away from that stuff and go back to its normal roots. What was it about? Military, war, and then
Yeah, straight just
the game modes were almost like search um is a game mode that's like known like across most games, like in CS:GO and Valorant, especially Rainbow Six Siege, even like they all have a search-esque based game mode because one of the staples in game modes and one of the staples in Call of Duty. No one has a game mode exactly like COD's version.
I just think it's kind of ridiculous that Call of Duty is striving to try and like beat out like all these other games when in reality there's no reason for it. Like I just really don't believe that it's worth their time, resources, and energy to do all this sort of stuff. Like to be better than all these other companies and crap like that. It's like, dude, there's no reason for it. You guys just stick to what Call of Duty is about and what Call of Duty has always been about, and that's that raw FPS first person shooter army guy game that everyone fell in love with when it came out.
Yeah.
That's the core of Call of Duty right there.
And another thing I want to say on this too is with COD not being as great lately and with all the hype around this too, um it, it's gonna put a lot of eyes on this game for a lot of people to try to get back into it. And if it doesn't succeed, a lot of people are gonna go to these newer games that are taking off like crazy. And especially like I know Valorant isn't that old, like that new right now, but it's still like one of the newer games that a lot of I mean CS:GO Pro, old CS:GO like just regular casual players on the game have moved over to it. A lot of COD pros have moved over to this. A lot of casual COD players have started to like play games like Valorant now, which is like this completely like new fun game that people are getting hooked on. Because like a
And I
whole
can't lie.
it's its whole different thing too.
And that's why I freaking adore Valorant. That is like someone who came from CS:GO, Valorant is great and all, but I do understand what you're saying when you say like Call of Duty it has everything to lose, in my opinion, with this game. Everything to lose. You have a lot of pressure on you to figure out if this game will live or if it will die. Because we've seen a lot of games die so fast that it's not even funny. They didn't even have a chance to get up on their feet after that.
Yup.
And I can give you one perfect example, and I don't care if I hurt anybody's feelings. Overwatch 2, the
Oh my
Suicide
gosh,
Squad
yeah.
game. Huge belly flop. Like, just fucking, you had potential and then you lost it.
They couldn't even launch right. Both those
Yeah,
games couldn't launch right. And again, they tried to do that. Overwatch 2 tried to push its limits, and it didn't work. And then Suicide Squad did the whole let's be an online game. Not a single player game like they've always been. Let's be an online game, and we have to wait for seasons. So you have to continuously be on the game. A lot of players don't want to do that. A lot of people are casual players. They want to hop on the game and have fun, turn it off, and not have to worry about being so far behind in a game because of everything that's come out because it's online.
it's like it's like in one way, it's a genius idea. I mean, you're just keeping everybody playing your game that way, but at the same time, you also just look like a massive douchebag.
Yeah,
But
because you,
that's what Call of Duty has to not do.
and that's something that's hard for them.
Yeah.
Very hard for
I
them
mean,
not to do.
like this is where it really comes down. This is like, and people have said this before with other Call of Duties, and you know what? Nothing's happened, but like, you know what? I feel like this game will make or break Call of Duty for a lot of people. And this is their time to shine, their chance to make a stand, their chance to be like, hey, we're still Call of Duty, and this, that, and the other thing. But you know what? I think the best way you could start it is by getting rid of the stupid movement mechanic that you're adding and just appeal to all players. Don't just appeal to one group of players that like to play like hamsters, man. Like seriously, just like to freaking like curl up in a ball and sit in a corner with like a shotgun. Like that's not fun.
Yep.
Like you can't tell me that you enjoy. Well, there are people that enjoy that play style, but you can't tell me that it's a fun play style. You can't tell me that you feel accomplished after getting off the game, being like, "Yeah, I'm Prestige 4." The only reason why I'm Prestige 4 and have a freaking 4 KD is because I was able to spawn trap these kids with a shotgun. Like,
Like that's not
I just,
fun, especially for
it's
the
just,
person that
yeah,
just hops on after work and wants to
the
play for a couple
casual
hours.
player, exactly.
I got a
The
question for you
casual
though
player,
about this.
yeah.
For Black Ops 6, when it comes out, what would it take, or what would Black Ops 6 need to have or do for you to be willing to actually like grind the game, play it to unlock the camos, unlock the new attachments, guns, and even like try out the zombies?
Well, I think, in my opinion, to get me to play that game and to make me want to do all that stuff that, you know, they want us to do, right? They need to make like, I can't just say they need to make the game fun because that would be fucking stupid. But they need to be able to like show me that this game is going to be fun. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but the battle pass weapons need to be stopped. Anytime, like, just stop coming out with them. Because anytime they come out with one, it's a broken piece of shit for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then they fix it.
Oh, I agree
It's
on
like,
that.
and like, I think that we should take out the whole sliding mechanic. I mean, if that's in, whatever. If it's not, then it's not. But I need round-based zombies. Ultimately, I need round-based zombies. I would love if the multiplayer was fun and just fast paced. I don't want there to be skill based matchmaking. I don't care if I'm playing with kids that are so much better than me or kids that are horrible. Like I just want to have fun. And that's what the core of Call of Duty used to be, was just, you know, I mean Black Ops 2 sent out a message telling us to be nice to Christmas noobs. Like come on. Like, you know, that's where Call of Duty was fun. Like, I would love to have that shit back. And you know what? If I don't, then I don't. I could just be a needy prick. And there's a lot of people that might say I am. But, like, seriously, man, I just want this game to come out and I want it to succeed because I love Call of Duty and I love what Call of Duty's always been about. I've played every single Call of Duty game. Like, even the jetpack ones, like Black Ops 3, which I wasn't too much of a fan of, but I played those games. I played them all. And like I've seen how much COD has changed over the years, and of course, you know, we all need to adapt and change. But I really do think that Call of Duty should stray away from trying to be like other games and trying to do all this other, trying to do putting too much on their plate and just stick to what they have, like they used to do. I just
Yes.
want the game to be enjoyable. If I can play the game with round based zombies, I'll grind camos with you, and like we'll have a good time. You can make a whole the series out of it. Well, like if you want that camo grind series. But like seriously,
Obviously,
like
it's a good
yeah,
game.
but like, like that would be fun to me. Like, you know, we've already camo grinded once before for a camo, and that was That was probably the most fun that we've had on Cold War. I
Yeah,
mean, and I think that gives me Cold War Zombies with Vanguard ranked and Black Ops 2 multiplayer. And you have me.
now
Now I know I can't ask for too much when it comes to zombies because I mean, based off of what I've seen, they don't do too well.
I know if we're talking about only Treyarch games bringing them in here, I'll take Black Ops 2 multiplayer the way that played.
Yep,
Give me Black Ops 3 zombies for that
not bad.
system.
Good choice. Good
I
choice.
feel like personally, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the Cold War one. I think it was flawed though because of how easy it was.
Yeah,
It's a
make the
lot
Easter eggs
easier.
harder.
Yeah, those Easter
Like,
eggs you could do them solo, and they took no time to do.
like I shouldn't fly through the Easter eggs.
No.
Especially someone like me who's never been particularly good at zombies. I should not be flying through Easter eggs.
I've been playing. Zombies has been my favorite game mode since the release of it. I've always tried to grind every single zombies. And that's like what it has especially bummed me out with the new CODs and Modern Warfare. Do I think Modern Warfare should ever have zombies? No. But with them saying they were going to add it, and the way they added it in, I feel like it was so disrespectful to the zombies community.
I wouldn't even say it was disrespectful as much as I would say it's just fucking lazy. You just copy and pasted Cold War's Outbreak and then reskinned it. That's all you did.
I wouldn't even say the Outbreak though. I would say they copied Modern Warfare 2's DMZ
Well, yeah, that's another good.
because
That's a
it's
good
just all
fucking.
DMZ challenges basically. And then you have to exfil when you're done. Yippee! I get on my helicopter and I fly away instead of seeing who can survive like you used to do. Like I remember if a friend went down, it was what decision are you going to make? Are you going to save him and
You gonna
risk going
save
down
him or are you gonna
yourself?
go hit the box again?
Yup. You gonna try to go get the ray gun?
Like that was that. Those were the good old days, man. And I can't ask like for them to bring all this stuff back, right? That'd be irrational. But at least what I could ask for is like just the similar vibe. Like I don't think is too much to ask for. Like in terms of like how the game played and everything. Like I feel like it wouldn't be a very hard concept to do just to like friggin' make it nice and easy. Just give me that Black Ops 2 feeling multiplayer, give me that good zombies. Like I mean, in terms of all right, now I want you to see I want to know if you agree with me on this.
Okay.
Now, I know it's your favorite, it's your baby, I understand this, and I'm not going to say anything rude, but the way that people fucking hated on Ghosts, right? Call of Duty Ghosts,
Oh yeah.
a- and like the way that like these past few games have come out, I would pick playing Ghosts for 24 hours straight before I pick playing Modern Warfare 3 again, or even Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
and my thing is, also, remember how they told us that, oh yeah, we're gonna take, you guys are gonna have this game for a couple of years, like we're gonna take our time with the next games and stuff. You didn't do that. You didn't do that, and that was something that I think universally the community was fine with. Like, I don't care if they take their time making a game, you know?
No, not at
I just
all.
want it to be good.
But you lied, and then when you came out with this game, Modern Warfare 3, they like to say, it's a reskin.
It's just Modern Warfare 2, Chapter 2.
And
Literally
everything you
all it is.
promised in this game that you're going to fix, you're going to change, everything, every update you've said, we'll try again next update, and it still doesn't get fixed. It still
I,
doesn't change. It's still the same bullshit as the prior year. Why does anyone want to play this game? At least Modern Warfare 2019, I understand a lot of people didn't like that game from Infinity Ward, but that game compared to pretty much all the new CODs that have come out lately was solid. That was a really, really, really good multiplayer.
knew you would fucking die on that hill.
That was a really good multiplayer. I played that multiplayer all the time. Between that and Vanguard, those are great multiplayers, I thought, out of the new Call of Duties. Other than that,
Vanguard had a good rank. Their multiplayer was hit or miss because of all the bullshit that they added towards the end of the game, like the laser guns and stuff.
oh,
Like that got a little friggin' ridiculous. But other than that, the game was ultimately pretty damn good.
I should say too, specifically, I mainly play Search and Destroy. I don't really touch the other multiplayer game modes as much compared to Search. I'm a huge fan of Search. And I thought those two games did Search the best. And Cold War a little bit. I didn't mind some maps on Cold War.
I
But
don't
no,
know.
I understand what you're saying with Vanguard multiplayer, because you're right. Towards the end it did, and if you played what is it, like Control and Domination, Hardpoint, anything like that, it was a completely different game.
Yeah, it's just hard to believe that Call of Duty has come to this point here where like I feel like this is like going to be their last title if it's not a good game. Or maybe not their last title, but the last title that a lot of people even pick up, I guess.
Unless the other rumored titles are true,
Unless they do midnight releases.
which is Ghost. What is it?
I said unless they do midnight releases again.
Oh, I know. The only other two games
Papa
I could
Den?
see him doing good is give me a Ghost 2 to finish that campaign, or give me an Advanced Warfare 2. Let's switch it up again and see if we can get this game back on a roll.
Advanced Warfare, I will say, ultimately is the best jetpack Call of Duty. And people will disagree with me, and that's fine. But I think that's the best jetpack.
See, I was personally more of a fan of Black Ops 3 for it, but I'm not a huge fan of jetpacks at all on COD. I always thought they kind of took
Yeah,
that from Titanfall.
and they probably did,
I thought they took that
honestly.
heavily from Titanfall.
But I feel like at Call of Duty right now with Black Ops 6, they're going through a huge identity crisis in what the game is. And I really don't feel like it should be that hard of a concept to grasp.
No, they should
Like, look at what
they
you
should
guys
come up
did
with a new
before.
COD.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't mean to interrupt you either, but like new COD, like instead of Black Ops 6 or Modern Warfare, something new.
Come up with a new storyline. Do something. You have so much potential and you're just kind of throwing it away.
And everyone who did do good on your games, you got rid of them over the years.
For one reason or another. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is I think it's kind of ridiculous that a lot of these titles that have come out for Call of Duty have just been mediocre at best.
Yeah, I've been pretty bummed out lately with COD. I'm hoping they can step up their game with the next few titles, but I'm kind of worried that they finally are done.
It's definitely a hard, tough pill to swallow. But what can we do? They'll die on that hill, and that's as much as we know.
Yeah.
But like,
Thanks for listening to the first episode of the new podcast. I hope you enjoy. I also have a Valorant video that is out now and a bunch of new Minecraft shorts that are out now too. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a like and subscribe.